Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here. It is the weekend. It's Friday, and I know some people say, well, the weekend's actually Saturday, but we have to wait. No, it's here. Weekend arrives on Tuesday. We're just always getting ready. And you know who's always ready for a good time?
Always.
Ready for high school football, ready for the NFL, ready for college, ready for sports of any kind, ready for anything. It's the one and only. It's the Nacho Man, Don. So, Don, wave to the people.
Hard to believe this is the last Friday
before high school
football season.
Yeah. The fastest 10 weeks of the year.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Ohio starts next Friday and West Virginia the week after.
And we have something very special to announce today. Now, usually I would get into, what's going on, National Day, anything that all the basic stuff that we go over and we talk about, we have a great time with. But we have a special announcement today, and it's going to involve high school football. It's going to be something on our social media networks at WTOV9. Now, it is the brainchild of the Nacho Man. So, Don, I'm going to let you let everyone know what we're thinking about doing.
Well, I think if you think of WTOV, you think high school football.
Absolutely.
And you go back to 89, 90. We've always been at the forefront, always been cutting edge, from Sports Friday to the game of the week. Then we moved on. It's always been, what can we do to make things better, to improve and give the high school football fans something more. Next, we had the high school football digital media guy.
Well, we went from the game of the week. Then we had 10 games back when I remember when I started. We did 10 games a week, and that was it. And it was all right, which games do we get? Then all of a sudden we added a few more, and we added a few more. Next thing you know, we're covering basically everybody. And it's just we used to do one game of the week. Now we're on two games of the week. So it just keeps growing. And we have something that is just kind of, it's come to life. And it's something that I think everybody's going to enjoy.
Well, it comes from growing and expanding and adapting. So new technology. What can we do now that maybe we could have done? When you and I were doing this, 15, 20, 25 years ago.
We didn't have these when we first started here.
In this room that we're sitting in, this is our new digital content center that we've made a nice investment in, and it is phenomenal. We've got all the toys, all the bells, all the whistles, technology-wise. But this thing, the phone, the internet, the laptops, small computers have all made iPads. Have all made a big game changer. So how do we change and evolve what we're doing? Well, next Friday, we will be cutting edge because we are going to debut Sports Friday on the go. How can you take Sports Friday and make it even better? I mean, right now we're doing a high school football game live on Friday nights and Thursday night. We're also shooting anywhere from 13 to 16 games on our Friday night. But you can join Bill and I every Friday night, beginning at 7 o'clock next Friday, for Sports Friday on the go. And what we will do, we will be live, taking you through. We'll be cutting in live to games for live game action. We will be giving you scores. So it used to be you're at a high school football game and you had to wait for Tom Kenny at Harrison Central or Greg Warren at Shadyside, whoever your PA announcer was. And we've now got scores from outside the area. Tyler Consolidated 10, Valley 9, Indian Creek 20, East Liverpool 19. Well, not anymore. You've got your phone, you're in your stands. You've got Bill and I at the game with you. So literally, we will be live here in the Digital Content Center, and we will have up-to-the-minute scores. We'll have like 5 games that we'll cut from game to game to game,
so you'll be
and
able to
have live cut-ins on those games.
So you'll be able to see highlights. So we have monitors here that you can't see. You see this monitor behind us with the 9-minute Phill-up counter going down or going up, and we have other monitors that we'll be able to see, and we'll be able to have producer extraordinaire Jordan. She'll be, okay, we need to go to this game. We'll see the games. Okay, this team is on a drive. What's going on in this game? Hey, Don, what do you have going on with the St. Clairsville game? All of a sudden, we jump in on that one. You see a touchdown. You see another score, maybe an interception. So it's going to be one of those things. We're going to try and pick 5 of the top games of each week. You never know. I mean, it could be more. You never in the near future. You just never know. But we're going to have all these games, and we're going to be able to take you through them. So if you're at the game, and let's say you went to see your nephew play in a game, he's got a big game, and he's going to play, or you have a cheerleader at a game that you want to go and see, and maybe your daughter or a niece, but you don't want to miss one of your favorite teams playing, or your high school team, and all of a sudden you go, oh, let me get the News 9 WTOV9 app out. Bing, bing, bing. App comes up. Well, now you know that we're doing your game. So all of a sudden, well, where can I get the game? And I don't have to wait and miss it. I'll hear about it, and then it's not as much fun. Boom, you hit the app, you pull it up. All of a sudden, let's say, for example, you're a Wheeling Central fan. Don is watching. Hey, Bill, we got to cut in on the Wheeling Central game. They just had a 90-yard interception, and we have it for you, and we show it to you live as it's going. So there's a number of ways we'll be able to do so. You'll be connected with all of the games, and we'll be able to give you the description, give you the scores, like Don said, and let you know at halftime what's going on with the games. So I think it's going to be absolutely sensational.
Yeah, and there'll be a score ticker at the bottom of the screen that will be constantly updated, giving you scores from all the games around the valley. And like we're saying, there'll be 5 games that we're featured and focused on. Now, can you and I pay attention to 5 games at once? That's going to be the challenge with us. We may talk and get off track.
Now, remember, I've been to your house, and I know you do. It's almost as if you're at the pantheon of sports when it comes to television. Yeah. And I might have a garage that has a few TVs in it that I watch. So we both have the skills of watching more than one game at a time.
And what we want to be is we want to be the icing on the cake. You know, we want to be that little bit extra. You're at your favorite high school football game, or you're watching the game of the week on WTOV. We want to be that little extra, that icing. Okay. So you're at the Indian Creek game, the Big Red game, Wheeling Park or whatever, you're in the stands. We want you to pull us up on the News 9 app. It's on the News 9 app. It's on our web page, and it's on our WTOV9 YouTube page. We want you to pull us up, check it out, keep track of the scores and the highlights and so forth, live game action that we show. If you're at home and you're watching the game of the week on your TV at home, be that second screen. Pull out your laptop, pull out your iPad, what have you. Put us up. We want to be with you. So this is your chance to take Bill and I to the game with you on Friday night, or have us there beside you on the couch watching the game.
And we can let you know what's going on. I mean, think about this.
We might have food too, but anyway.
Craig is checking in, just saying hello. He's a regular that's checking in. And probably everybody's sitting back going, wait a minute, is that the Nacho Man on the 9-minute Phill-up? Of course it is. The Nacho Man's here. But I just thought of something when you were talking about being the icing on the cake and being able to grab an iPad and do this, that, and the other thing. I remember I talked to Rich Donnelly, of course, the former Pittsburgh Pirate third base coach, a world champion with the Miami Marlins. And the stories with him and the Pirates are legendary about him calling in during games to the radio station from wherever the Pirates were playing to find out what the score was, what was going on with Steubenville Big Red, because his son played on the team. He wanted to know what was going on. Now, you don't have to make a call to your cousin or make a call to your friend that's at the game. Hey, what's going on? Are they winning? They're losing? Just pop it up, and you'll be able to actually see it. So it is something that I think is like you said, it's cutting edge. It's something nobody else is doing. And this is the first time for high school football. I just think it's going to be something that's going to be a lot of fun.
And not only that, just recently over the past 3 months, you'll see the difference as well in our game highlights this year, because we made a major investment and ended up buying 18 new, they call them ENG units, but our cameras are all brand new this year. So all brand new, and we'll have, so the quality of video is really going to stand out and be noticeable, because sometimes high school football can be tricky. You might have some dark stadiums and so forth. So having a top-notch camera equipment is absolutely huge. But how we do this, we have 5 live view units that will be at our main 5 games that we're doing each week.
For people that aren't in the business, it
sends a signal back.
It sends a signal. It's like technically it's like a huge cell phone, because you use cell signal, and the camera goes into that, the signal goes out, it hits us, and we bring it to you. And you mentioned dark stadiums. The first game on Friday night that we have won't be a dark stadium anymore.
How about
Friday night? Bel Air will have lights, and we will be there for the game of the week when they take on Buckeye Local, and it's going to be fabulous. And it will be a part of the first Sports Friday on the go. So if you can't watch the whole game, sit down and watch it live. You can take us with you and watch it as you're going along. So, and how about that though? Lights and in Bel Air.
Never thought you'd see lights at Wrigley Field, and then you never thought you would see lights at Nelson Field. But we're very excited about that, and we're thrilled to do the first night game at Nelson Field with Bel Air and Buckeye Local.
It's a historic game. That program has been around forever.
And that's not even our first game. Our first game is Thursday night, and it'll be live. Martins Ferry hosting Shadyside. Now that game is at 6:30. That is a 6:30 kickoff next Thursday night on the game of the week between Shadyside and Martins Ferry.
And there, it's going to be another interesting season. It's the great thing about high school football season. You think you know something, and then you just don't know because things change. The players change every year. If a team has some controversy they have to get over or some injuries they have to get over, one of those top dogs might be struggling to make it, but a lot of great teams. And again, if you want to check out our high school super site and follow along with all of the previews at the sports part, Rob and Jack have been out going, and Jesse's gotten some as well. You can go find your favorite team and take a look at the preview, and they'll let you know what players are the players to watch, who are the big guys on the offensive and defensive lines that are going to help get some wins. So we have it covered for you. And now we're adding, like you said, the icing on the cake.
Like I said earlier, though, how can you go and grow and get better? What can you do to take the next step? And we've done it all the way from 88 up through now. You know, we added the Fox station. We've got a game on Fox. We've got a game on NBC. You've got live games on Thursday and Friday. Now, Sports Friday on the Go is just a way to take that next step. So you can get Sports Friday on the Go. Now, this won't be broadcast. It's not over the air. It is on the WTOV9 YouTube page. It will be on the WTOV9 app. So my advice is download that WTOV app. That will be very simple at the game. You just hit the app and boom, you've got Bill and I right in the palm of your hand, like you've always wanted that. Also on the webpage. And where will we be? Well, we'll be with you in your phone, but we'll be right here every Friday. So we'll come on about 5 minutes till 7. We'll set the stage. You are looking live at Kettlewell Stadium. You're looking live at Harding Stadium. You know, 5 different games we'll pop around with live looks at. And then when they kick off, we'll kick off. Okay, we'll start with the kickoff of the game in St. Clairsville. Show that, then bounce to another game. So we're doing that, as well as we've got crews at 18 or 20 games, and they will be feeding us scores. So we'll say, okay, we're just going to score in here on the Edison Shenandoah game or the Caldwell Buckeye Trail game. So we're going to be your source to keep you up to date with all of the games across the valley live every Friday night. We still want you to watch the game of the week, watch Sports Friday afterwards for complete highlights. But during the course of the night, we want to be that second screen. So we'll be here. We might have a triple extra large pizza, a big thing of nachos here, but we're going to be here as fans, kind of going along for the ride with you, and we want you to join us.
Yeah, so we'll be able to. We'll have the rosters, we'll have the numbers, we'll have.
We will. We're going to have names.
We're going to need to know names. And my biggest question.
I just thought we got a lot. How about that?
Yeah,
because right behind that camera is a big 60-inch TV that we will have the privilege of sitting here and watching 5 different high school football games at the same time.
Yeah, but
that is icing on the cake.
Doing it that way, going, how about that? That's fun.
How about that?
That's fun. And then we're scrambling to look, well, what game was that? We got to have fun again. Now, the biggest question I have is, am I buying the nachos or are you buying the nachos? Or is Jordan buying the nachos?
I think you'll have to buy.
Well, first week, we'll flip a coin each week, see what we can do. All right, wait a minute.
Big news too. You don't have to be shirt and tie.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to be this uber professional.
Well, you know, I was out there doing the news and then figured I better come in here and have a chance to change. You looked good in that News 9.
You didn't have those glasses.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
When we did this 20, how long ago? Was it 20 years ago?
Yeah, it was
25 years ago.
So now I put them on. Everything's clear. I take them off and everything's just a little bit fuzzy. So I'm watching all football, but I'm a Browns, Quaker, and Tornado fan. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You can, Browns, Quakers, or Tornadoes. Why not? Just bring them down. Well, hey, if you're talking the Quakers of New Philadelphia, if you're talking the Dover Tornadoes, There's going to be weeks where they're part of the 5 games.
Actually, week 2, Big Red is at New Philadelphia. I'm sure that will be one of our games.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then and the Big Red Dover game is on the game of the week, and we will be able to do that too. We will cut in live to the game of the week. We'll keep you up to date with the game of the week as well.
But now the one thing we can't do is broadcast the Browns unless it's on Fox 9. We can't put it on our little our show that we're going to do Sports Friday on the go because the Browns wouldn't be ready to play because they don't play on Fridays. Let's see. Tim checking in. Will you be using bean bags? Now that's a tremendous question because
we did that before.
Did that one time. We did the throwback. We went back to the 60s and we had bean bags in the 70s and we did a whole show with a theme to it and it was basically the 60s and 70s and we were in bean bags.
Well, you know what?
We were all dressed up. We tried everything.
We may have to pull out that video and show it one night. See, Sports Friday on the go. You never know what we'll bring up or talk about. But yeah, we did in bean bags, dressed up like Austin Powers, and had a mammoth lava lamp.
Yep. We had fun. I enjoyed it. And then we could take out the tape of you running the NASCAR. Showdown
that was a good one. That was a good one. We did the NASCAR qualifying highlights with toy race cars on my kitchen table.
But we also had at the end of one of the Sports Fridays, myself and Rye Record. I still don't know how I stopped laughing because it was sensational. I mean, you were cutting a rug, you were having fun. It was great, and it just caught me off guard. And I was like, Don is actually dancing.
The uncontrollable laughing.
And we were laughing. And then Ryan looked at me, and he started laughing. And then neither one of us could stop. And then I heard the control room, you got to wrap it up. And they were all laughing. And you were just having, and we loved it. We loved it. We had the Sports Friday when I had to get your tie and everything.
Oh, yeah.
We've had some fun.
Yeah, we may have to dig up some of that.
There's some video around that.
And then we may talk about classic games. The Miracle at Meadowbrook, the Shady Side that time.
Yeah.
So
touchdown Shady Side. Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about the Bel Air. Speaking of Bel Air, now this isn't something the Bel Air fans want to talk about, but that triple overtime game in the state championship game is one of the greatest football games I've ever seen any level. I mean, just fantastic. All right, Joe's checking in. It's great seeing you both together again. Absolutely, Joe.
Together.
Absolutely. So we trust me. We have a great time. We're together and always talking sports, always checking in on different teams and high school football. We've both been through this. How many times now? I don't even want to figure out how many times.
The funny thing is, I was the Martin's Ferry preview. I was looking at it yesterday. Rob was working on it. And I'm like, oh, there's Justin Kropka. Boy, Justin's looking a little older. And I go, well, he is getting older. I'm like, no, what? You don't I remember him playing at Martin's Ferry. I remember him playing at Bethany College. And I've got a picture in my phone of his son when he's 5. Oh, his son's now like in the 9th or 10th grade and is like the backup quarterback.
Yep.
Colby, and I've got a picture of him on my phone.
Yep.
With Rhett Kern at the Times Reporter All-Star game, and he's 5 years old,
and all of a sudden you turn around and it's.
But that's what we're saying. It's the guys that we covered when they were in high school. It's now their sons playing. I can't tell you how many times I recognize that name. And
I was the MC down at the Italian Festival kickoff dinner. I walked out and I had two. Hey, what's going on with the Nacho Man? How you guys doing? You guys going to get together, have him on doing some football this year? I said, yeah, we might be working on a few things. And they said, okay. So people enjoyed watching us then. I think hopefully they'll enjoy watching us again. And we've got checking back in.
Hopefully one of them owns a pizza shop and will send pizza.
Don't you wish you could still play football? Oh, yeah. I wish I was 17 again. Sure. That go. Yeah, that's an easy one. But yeah, he does, but his body won't. Same thing with me. I couldn't run 15 yards right now if I had to. There's no cartilage in this right knee from playing football and sports and everything else. But yeah, you always want to play. Let's see what else is going on here. The check-in. Whoops.
You know, it's funny.
Sports Fridays were great with Don. Absolutely.
Here we are. Cutting edge tech. That's what's funny, though, in my mind. Here we are with cutting edge technology, doing Sports Friday on the go, where it's not broadcast, it's on the app, it's on the YouTube page. When you and I were doing this back in the day, the website was just coming out. What do you mean?
Yeah.
We're writing stories, and we don't work for a newspaper. We're a TV station. What do you mean? We're writing stories up for this thing called the internet.
And it sat over in the corner. There was one in the newsroom. We all kind of looked at it. What are we supposed to do with that thing?
You're gonna do that? You're gonna go type that up? No, you are.
This is a good question from Brian. He just mentioned the foot. Here we go. Sports Friday's great. Who was the best athlete you covered in football?
Okay, I don't want to say the best, but I'll tell you some that stick out to me.
No, we talking high school football? We talking pro?
Well, not high school. High school. I think Quincy Wilson was a human highlight film.
Oh,
I mean, he was incredible, and I'll tell you the guy that I thought was outstanding that people don't talk about it. Jamin Pastor at Beaver Local, the Whirling Dervish.
Yeah,
they would run that midline offense and. Man, he would spin. I've never been calling play-by-play faked out more than I was by Jamin Pastor. And then Wheeling Central had that spinner series. Always got faked out with that. I mean, how good was Nate Johnson?
Oh, he was sensational.
How good was I'll tell you one of the best games that it was at Foster Stadium. Ryan Recker and I called this one. It was Dover and Big Red. Zach Kolaris, Garner. For the two quarterbacks, and that game sticks out in my mind. It was phenomenal. I'll tell you a play. Bronco Busick, Big Red and Mooney, just best high school hit I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, just popped it. We put that on more promos than you could shake a stick at.
We got Tim checking in with Tubbo Yetz, Joey Galloway.
There's a couple names.
Now they were both just before I got here, so I can't claim to have seen them in high school. I've seen video. Now, when Joey went to Ohio State, he was a freshman, and I started to cover him at Ohio State, and we would talk to him every week, and it was drips and drabs because I think he was still a little nervous, but now he'll go on TV and he talks a blue streak, and he what a sensational career he had.
Here's a clip.
And Tubbo was absolutely fantastic.
Here's a clip we may want to show.
What's that?
The 1990 OVAC All-Star game when Chucky Hythen hurdled that guy. You had Chucky Hythen. You had Joey Galloway. And you had Judge Sean Hervey out of Wintersville was on the line. Now he's a judge in Harrison County. Yep. So that game, that was something.
That was the one before I got here. All right, Brad, first-time viewer here. I love the show. A lot of sports knowledge sitting there. Love the format. Well, we greatly appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. And that's the thing. I want to thank everybody for joining us each and every week. And one thing I have to do, I have to pull this down a little bit. Oh, no, it's okay. Valley Converting. We want to thank Valley Converting for sponsoring everything we do on the 9-Minute Phill-up. And right now, if you need paper product recycled, they're the place to go. The Gem City in Toronto. Check them out. We're going to hear from them right now.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
Again, want to thank Mike Biasi and the crew in Toronto from Valley Converting for sponsoring the 9-Minute Phill-up. We can't thank them enough. And we can't thank everyone for joining us. And again, want to, Brad checking in, first-time viewer. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully you stick with us. And hopefully on Friday nights, you'll take us to the game. So we've got a couple more minutes left.
Well,
so I want go ahead.
One thing.
All right.
Also to mention, obviously we want you to be a part of your Friday night. We want to be a part of your Friday night. But on our Fox station, we've got college football this year too.
Oh yeah,
live college football on Fox. So once again, you're going to need 3 screens. You're going to need Fox, and you're going to need the game of the week.
Yep.
And then you're going to need us. So,
and then on top of it all, at the end of the night, Sports Friday.
Tomorrow night.
Wrap it all up.
Tomorrow night, we've got the Steelers and the Bills preseason game.
We have football. If you want football, you don't have to go anywhere else. We've got it for you. So let's recap this now. So just for people that may be just joining in, like Brad just joining in, Friday nights, 5 games, streaming, need to get the WTOV9 app so you can watch. And from what I understand, when you hit that app button, the first thing that's going to come up is the Sports Friday on a Go. And what that allows you to do is watch the games with us. Let us be your cheat sheet, so to speak. If you want to know what's going on in the game, what's going on? I've got the Big Red game. I can't make it. What's going on with the Big Red game or the New Martinsville, the Magnolia game when they're playing a big rivalry game, maybe against River, whatever the case may be. We want to be able to show you everything. We're going to have 5 different screens, scores on the screen. We'll give you updates, and you can get it all right here, and you can take it to the stadium with you, or you can stay at home, watch it, like you said, on that next screen.
We're your second screen.
Yeah.
There'll be a constant ticker across the bottom of the screen with the scores. So your number one assignment, we've got 1 week until next Friday.
He's got homework already.
Download the WTOV9 app.
Well,
go to your app store, download the WTOV9 app.
That's not a hard homework assignment.
And it is blue with a big white square and the number 9. You can't miss it.
All right, I've got
WTOV9 app, WTOV9 YouTube page. That's the other great thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's got smart TVs. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to watch it on a small screen. You watch it on the big screen.
Take your smart TV, go to YouTube, type in WTOV9, and our YouTube page will come up. Subscribe to our YouTube page. You can watch there. Your favorite place to eat on a Friday night or to have beverages on a Friday night, go there tonight and say, hey, are these smart TVs? Can you get YouTube on that? If so, subscribe to the WTOV9 YouTube page because we want to sit here and have dinner and beverages with Bill and Dawn next Friday night watching football.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Burgers, watching us.
With some nachos?
Pizza, watching us.
You gotta have nachos. You never include the nachos.
Well, that's you. That's always your job.
Yeah, well, the nickname worked out well.
But it's fun. We are going to have fun.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We're gonna have fun. But that's about as much fun as we can have for now.
Yeah. This thing is a 9-minute program, right?
Supposed to be.
Okay. It's 10:27.
We've gone 28 minutes and 47 seconds.
Anybody else have any questions, comments?
Let's check in. All right. Thanks for covering Monroe Central.
You didn't wear those 30 years ago.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I don't like wearing them now. Do I need to get contacts?
Cool hand, Luke. Oh man, back in the day, Woodsville, Monroe Central, Dustin Robeson, Luke Shoemaker.
Oh, you know what?
All the Shoemakers.
I saw 2 weeks ago. Saw Jason Costa.
You did? How's he doing?
Oh,
because he got wiped out on the sideline.
Yeah,
last year.
he's come. He's tough as nails. He came back. He's doing great. Had a great conversation with him. He's excited about the upcoming season. And I just said, "You ready for the?" He goes, "I can't believe summer's over, but I can't wait for high school football." So, just a tremendous coach, tremendous guy.
Do you know if we got all the guys we covered back in the day that are now probably in their 40s, 50s?
Yeah.
We'd have a lot of people watching.
We sure would.
That's if if they're savvy enough to know how to download the app.
Here's one for you. I'm just gonna say, JR House.
JR House Nitro. Bill.
Yeah.
I am going to make one complaint though.
What?
You're never close enough to the mic. You've got to eat the mic.
You turn your head this way.
Part of the mic. I project very well.
So do I. Well, I'm talking over it. I don't mean.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
No, JR House at Nitro, who ended up being, playing professional baseball and so forth.
He was a heck of an athlete. That was one of the conversations.
Wait a minute.
Mountaineer Brewfest is this Saturday. Jeff Exline is going to be there.
It's tomorrow. Jeff Exline hosting. Yeah. We had a wonderful event last night at the Wheeling Island Casino for the kickoff event. And Jeff Hayes does a phenomenal job with the Mountaineer Brewfest. I'll be there tomorrow. So
one of my favorite comments.
If you see me at the Mountaineer Brewfest tomorrow, which begins at 3, come up and I will tell you everything you need to know about Sports Friday on the Go.
Maybe Craig will be there. He's excited about what we're doing. He's very excited about that. And how about Jackie? Jackie checking in. You two are so good together. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You know what? If this doesn't work out,
we're in trouble.
One of my hobbies is writing songs, and maybe we learn how to play the guitar, and we could be
Simon and Garfunkel.
There we go.
Hall and Oates.
We could be singers.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that. That might be.
Well, we can't sing on here. There's all kinds of music restrictions, but I'm writing my own original stuff.
Everybody should thank us for being not able to do that right now.
You know what? Can I throw another little cool tidbit?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Remember Mike D'Angelo?
Oh yeah. I know where you're going with this.
You might.
I know where you're going with this.
If you're a member of the Mike D'Angelo fan club, Mike
absolutely.
D'Angelo will be in the booth some for us this year on our games of the week.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Hey, talk about some knowledge. Talk about some high school football knowledge, and oh yeah, absolutely. There's just a lot going on. This is exciting times.
Now, I know you need these to read here. Am I going to have to bring you binoculars to see the TV up here?
Perhaps. If I can get free stuff out of this, why not? So if I get some free binoculars.
I called one game last year. It was Weir High Oak Glen, and Danny Enich took a picture of me of literally I had my cheaters down to the end of my nose to read my program, and I had my binoculars up here. True story. So
you know what?
It was the problem with the nearsightedness and the farsightedness.
The far I'm good. It's the stuff that's close.
Reading the numbers.
Yeah,
that's when I knew I was in trouble. They started coming out with these, really fancy.
Block fancy. Yeah. And 8 looks like a 6. A 6 looks like an 8.
It's like I just gave up. I couldn't read the uniform numbers anymore.
Well, but we can't tell people that because then they'll wonder if we get the numbers right. So I might have to talk to Dr. Long and say, hey, I need some contacts.
It gives us a good excuse.
Absolutely.
But I run into people to this day, and it could be the guy roofing the house. It could be the guy that has my insurance, Adam Perzanowski, that
shout out
that you covered in high school, and it's hilarious. So hello, and I'll stop in, and it's like, hey, you do know he was 1,000-point scorer in high school. You always remember these things.
Yeah. Now there have been times when I've been different places, and I have people come up, remember me? And I'm like, I need a couple hints because I know I probably look a little bit different than I did 30 years ago. So it's kind of like, I'm like, okay, if you put your team helmet on, your uniform back on, and the number you had, I'd remember you right away. But right now, you're a 45, 50-year-old guy.
Joey Lucchino is another one. I run into him, and it's like, this guy was something else. He was 1,000-yard rusher at Steubenville Catholic Central and a 1,000-yard rusher at Indian Creek.
Absolutely.
I might embellish a little bit, but he was a heck of a good running back.
Embellishing is fun. As long as it's true. What? I'm not sure that. Okay, here we go. Whoops, wait a minute. Hit the wrong button. There we go. How about Bronco Reese? I'm drawing a blank.
I'm drawing a blank.
But hey, all right. Tell us about him. Send a comment. Give us some info because I'm drawing a blank on that one. It might have been before my time or after my time. But
how about Magnolia had and all the Air Caesar teams?
Ooh, they had some good teams.
First high school game.
How about Valley? The Lumberjacks with Coach West.
Well, the first high school game I covered, Mike Snively was the quarterback for River, and Aaron Caesar was the quarterback for Magnolia.
Tell me that was a good game.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah. All right. Well, Don, you know what?
But Valley had a heck of a run.
What a run they had with just team after
6 straight state championship games.
It was unbelievable. So, all right, we have to go. All right, so
9 minutes up.
Producer extraordinaire Jordan's just nodding her head at me, going, "Okay, you guys need to wrap this up, or we're not going to get a midday show on." All right, here we go. He played for the Quakers, and then he went on to play for the Cleveland Browns in the early 40s.
Oh,
yeah, it's definitely before my time, but I will. I promise you this. I will look him up.
All right, I've got another name to throw out.
Okay,
because believe it or not, before I started
closing in on the record of 41 minutes.
Before I started covering games down here, I covered games in District 10 or District 9 rather. The Little 12 Conference, which ended up being the Keystone Shortline Conference.
Okay.
Worked at the Butler Eagle, which ironically, when I came here, the sports guys were John Enrietto and Mike Kilroy. And I came here from the Butler Eagle, and then those two went to the Butler Eagle. And Mike just retired. But East Brady had a guy by the name of Matt Rufner, which is one of the best high school running backs I've seen.
All right.
Phenomenal for the East Brady Bulldogs. Now, who was the best ever East Brady Bulldog?
You were about to tell me.
It wasn't Matt Rufner. It was a guy named Jim Kelly.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He did okay. All right, Jesse checks in. River and Ferry. There we go. All right. How about West Virginia State Championship game against Brook? Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Indeed, Randy
you know
Moss.
what? I thought about that earlier.
Yeah. I saw him in person at that game. I did that game, and I just remember he got banged up on a play. And I knew he wasn't seriously hurt. And I just said, as he headed off the field, I said, he's going to have to miss a play or two. And I'm sure Brook fans everywhere are not disappointed about
Bobby
that.
Howard was on that team.
Oh, they were loaded.
Now-
No. The basketball player. Played in
Williams.
the NBA for Sacramento. Yeah, Williams.
But Bobby Howard was a linebacker, played at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Now, the guy that covered Randy Moss was Corey Conley, who ended up being a dirt late model race car driver. I think after covering Randy Moss, he probably said, "You know what? Football's not my going to be my thing."
Randy Moss did that to a lot of people.
But there were times we went down where we had Ohio Valley teams in all three divisions. We'd have like Magnolia played on a Friday, Valley on the Saturday night, and Brook on a Saturday afternoon. Wheeling Park played one with Capital in the rain. That was Boogie Johnson was the tailback on that team.
Terrell Pryor, football and basketball. Jeanette, I had the opportunity to cover him. One of the greatest football games. I've seen a lot of them. It was Aliquippa against Jeanette in the playoffs. Terrell Pryor against Jonathan Baldwin, who was drafted in the first round by Kansas City. He was a wide receiver, played at Pitt, and it was a monster movie. It was just, it was like Godzilla would knock down one skyscraper, and then, you would just the whole game was like that.
Well, remember LeBron was pretty good at Akron St. Vincent.
He was.
They played at Liverpool too.
No, I was
in
here
basketball.
But Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow may have showed up at Harding Stadium, put on a show
for Athens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Don. If you want to keep talking, you can. And I'm just going to sign us off because we have to go.
You're the one that's dragging it on. I've been trying to wrap up for 10 minutes.
Okay.
How long did we go?
We're at 38 minutes and 7 minutes.
Boy, 38 minutes. I think we
filled. We don't even have a game on. Wait until we have games to talk about.
We filled up the tanker truck. We weren't filling up your car today.
Yes.
The big tanker that comes in, that's what we filled up.
Do we want to stay for 3 more minutes? Because we could break the record. No, we can't.
Can you finish by telling them why we were on here, late joiners?
Yeah, if you're just joining. Oh, wait a minute. And then.
You and these cheaters.
Oh, what? I got to be able to see what I'm reading. Joe Burrow at Harding Stadium. Yeah, Tim on the same wavelength as me.
Well, Bernie Kosar played at Harding Stadium too.
Okay, didn't know that.
There you go.
All right, so if you're just joining us or if you've been hanging on with us the whole time, the big thing is next Friday night, Sports Friday on the go. You're going to get your original Sports Friday on WTOV9, on Fox 9. You're going to get all the highlights, all the action, all the scores, as we usually do on our social media pages and everything. But this is new. Sports Friday on the go. It's going to be on our YouTube channel, WTOV9 YouTube channel. It's going to be on our app. You can watch us anywhere. We're going to bring you 5 games worth of highlights, and we're going to jump in and out of the games, bring you the action, bring you the highlights, bring you the scores. It's going to be fun. And you get the two of us, Bill and the Nacho Man, Bill and Don, and you'll probably be a plate of nachos somewhere in here. And producer extraordinaire, Jordan, she's going to keep us in line as best she can, which I'm not sure if she's going to have a lot of success for that because we get a little out of control.
It's going to be a magic carpet ride on your Friday night. We will just take you through the evening.
Brad says make it a 90-minute fill-up.
We
could do that.
Does that show up, Jordan?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Right there. That's what you got to remember.
Okay.
That's the WTOV9 app.
There we go. Jason Roberts, thank you for what you do. Jason, greatly appreciate it. We're going to leave it there. Actually, we're going to leave it here, Don. 2 rules. Have fun and always try your best. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Looking forward to checking it out with Sports Friday on the go starting next week.
What's the name?
Sports Friday on the go. We'll have much more throughout the week.
What time?
Football time. 7 o'clock until 9:30.
But we're going to cheat. Nights. We'll be on a few minutes early.
He's trying to press it to 41 minutes. We're only 28 seconds away.
Let's go.
Now we got Keith checked in.
Hey, Keith.
Thanks for what you do. Tim, let's go. We've got Joe. Kelly's would be proud of that. Going to be great. We're looking forward to it.
Danny and Kevin were pretty good too.
Craig, we're making them smile. So we're going to leave it on a smile. Have a good one next time, everybody. We'll see you next time. See you on Monday for the 9-minute fill-up. Next Friday, it's Sports Friday on the go right here on the app.
Goodbye, Bill.
Goodbye, Don. Good night, John Boy.